Hello, I'm Josiah.
And I'm Hope. Here at Gateway, we love to find moments for the Lord to take us to new places of worship if He wants to. And those moments don't just happen. They require spiritual understanding and musical preparation. So in this lesson, Josiah and I want to talk to you about spontaneous worship and flow from both the instrumental and vocal perspectives.
So far in our coaching sessions, we've spent a lot of time discussing the logistics of worship. But this week, we get to put all those elements together and talk about the most important thing we come together to do, which is to hear from the Holy Spirit and enter into genuine worship. Instrument and vocal technique, sound check, rehearsal flow, the number system, transitions, we learn all these things for one goal. Because the more skilled and comfortable we are in these areas, the less distracted we will be from seeking the Lord's voice and direction during our worship. As we seek to see people saved, healed, and set free in worship, we respect a healthy balance between preparedness and adaptability. We prepare for what is planned, but we show up palms up, knowing the Lord knows what His people need better than we do, and He may lead us in a different direction. We have to trust Him to transfer our efforts to His new plan when He does.
There may be times when the worship leader or music director feels led by the Spirit to enter into a time of spontaneous worship or flow. The purpose of moments like these is to allow the Spirit's space to move more intimately and give the congregation an opportunity to connect with God on a deeper level. The worship leader or MD may intentionally plan for this kind of space when they create the song list, or they may feel led in the moment during service. While it is key to stay flexible and fluid, there are some key concepts to follow that keep the band unified during these flow moments.
First, listen carefully. Keep your eyes up and your ears open. Be alert and aware of what the band and vocals around you are doing. As you grow in your awareness, you'll develop the ability to anticipate where God might be leading in a moment of worship. In that same spirit, the second guideline is to follow but not depend on the MD. Now, you always want to go where the MD tells you to go, but if the Spirit is leading the MD and the Spirit is leading you, then as you listen and learn how to be sensitive to His direction, you will learn to anticipate what's coming even before the MD cues it.
Next, keep in mind that simplicity is key. This is not the time to show the world how good you are with your instrument or vocal chops. This is about allowing the Lord to move and speak to His people. The busier we play or sing, the more cluttered the moment can become, and the last thing we want to do is distract from what the Lord is doing. So be intentional to support the moment. This is why we call it flow, because your role is to pay attention to the flow of the Spirit and go with it. That means leaning in spiritually as well as musically. Listen for dynamic changes. If a worship leader gives the signal or begins to intensify what they're doing, follow that cue and swell with the band to support where they're going. If they soften their tone or gesture accordingly, recede and help create a more intimate moment. And if something is happening like a prayer or a word or a spontaneous song from a singer or instrumentalist, make room for it and see where it goes.
That's why it's important to use discretion when playing melodically. This guideline is especially important for melodic instrumentalists. When we flow, we often repeat the chord progression of the section of the song we just played. But it's important to know that the worship leader may stray from the original melody and instead ad-lib a melody or lyric. So in order to give the song leader musical space to explore, use simple, open melodic lines sparingly and sensitively. As you listen, if someone else is playing melodically, it may best support the moment to keep to simple chords instead of lead lines. Remember, better doesn't mean busier.
Maybe the most important advice we could give you is to stay present in the moment. You may feel led to pray during this time. The Lord may highlight someone in the congregation to you, and you could use this time to lift them up. Remember that your visual offering of worship is just as valuable as your musical contribution. Your personal worship invites the people in the seats to enter in. So give yourself freedom to let your worship deepen while still remembering your responsibility as part of the team. Band, for you, this means continuing to play even if the dynamic shifts dramatically. Play parts that help the worship leader feel supported musically without distracting from where he or she is leading. Vocals, you're not a spectator in this moment either, so don't drop out completely. Pull your mic back a little bit, but don't pull away completely. This gives the sound technician the option of using your personal worship to build the moment. But either way, stay engaged. Pray or sing what is on your heart during this time, while again, remembering that your role is to support not overwhelm the moment.
Lastly, we want to encourage you to practice in His presence. There is no better place to grow in your ability to hear from the Lord than in your own personal time of worship. Start by playing or singing a song you know, but then allow yourself to go off script and just play or sing whatever is in your heart. The more you do this in private, the more you'll tune your ears to hear from the Lord, and the better prepared you will be in public moments of spontaneous worship.
So much of learning how to flow is caught more than taught. So be encouraged. The more times you experience these moments in worship, the more confident, comfortable, and sensitive to the Spirit you'll become.
The key is to stay with it and don't get discouraged. As always, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to connect with a coach. We are here for you and we want to help you succeed. Thank you for being willing to learn and grow with us. We'll see you soon.